In this video, we're going to teach you how to row correctly. You will have access to a Concept 2 rower at your gym, or other versions of rowers, such as the water resistance rower. So in this video, we're going to go specifically over how to use a Concept 2 rowing machine. This is probably the most common or conventional rower that's out there. So, going over the features first, we've got the rowing damper, we've got the handle, we've got the screen, we've got our footrest, and we've got the rail. So this damper here is probably the most important feature of the rowing machine, because this damper helps us decide and measure the power output that we're training for. So that's basically what an ergometer is designed to do. It's designed to measure your power output. So for the damper, you probably don't want to go anything over 5 using a Concept 2 rowing machine, because this is about the same as a water resistance level. Anything over 5, you'll find it extremely challenging to maintain your power output for the distance given in the workout. So whether it be 250 meters, 500 meters, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 meters, you'll find it extremely challenging to maintain a consistent power output if the damper is anything higher than 5. Okay, so probably put the damper set at 5 or lower, maybe even 4 or 3. I've seen professional rowers row at 4, and they can pull an average of under 120 for 500 meters. Okay, so probably put it at about 4 or 5. Moving on to the screen. Okay, so if you press the menu button, you'll come to the main menu. So usually you'll get straight into the just row function, and you'll see a variety of units and displays available. So if you're rowing meters, you need to be paying attention to your current splits. That's your current speeds. We've got our stroke rating, which is an estimate of how many times we're pulling in 1 minute. This is the current distance that you're at, and this is again another important number, which is the average split. So this is assuming how long it'll take you to row 500 meters. So this is basically giving you an estimate of your average speeds, which is what you must know when you're doing a longer distance row, for example, 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 2,000, 5,000, and so on. So if you don't want to worry about the average splits, you can just press display a few times and just get the bigger display. If you press units 3 times, you'll come to calories, and it'll show you the splits based on the calories per hour and also the current number of calories that you've rowed. Okay. If you go back to your menu, you'll also be able to do more specific training, such as select workout. If you go into select workout and new workout, you'll be able to choose single distance, single time, single calorie, or intervals. In our training, you'll most likely do intervals based on distance or your time or your calories, or you could also choose variables depending on the detail or the complexity of the workouts. Okay. Going over the basic rowing technique, we've got 2 positions and 2 movements on the rower. The first position is called the catch, and the second position is called the finish. In between, you've got the drive and the recovery. Okay, so we're going from catch to drive to finish, and coming back in is called the recovery. So in the catch position, you want to have your shins vertical to the ground. Ideally, you want to have your heels on top of the footrest, but if you want to come in a little bit more with your heels coming off the footrest, that's fine. Try to keep your shins vertical in the setup so you can express high power output each time you pull. Also in the catch position, from your angle, you want to have your torso at about 11 o'clock. Okay, from there, we're going to pull and finish in the 1 o'clock position with the torso. In terms of your movement technique, you want to think legs first, torso, and then arms, torso, legs. So you're going legs, trunk, arms, trunk, legs. Okay, that's basically the basic sequence of the rowing movement. So we're going to go legs, torso, arms, torso, legs, for the basic rowing technique. In terms of your power outputs, you want to use 50% legs, 30% trunk, and then 20% arms. So you want to express your power in that order, in that sequence. You want to go legs, torso, arms, and then arms, torso, legs coming back in. And that's the most efficient way to keep the chain nice and linear. Okay, so we're going to go legs, torso, arms, torso, legs, torso, arms, torso, legs. In terms of your breathing, you can exhale either once or exhale twice. You can exhale on the drive as you finish, or you can exhale at the finish and at the catch. Okay, that again depends on your preference as well as the type of training that you're doing, whether it be short distance or long distance. Is it what intensity you're training at? Those are some variables that you want to consider for your breathing technique. So going over the rowing efficiency, so now it's very important for you to keep the chain nice and linear, nice and horizontal as you pull. That's because every time you deviate away from that horizontal line, you're going to be slowing down the fan or the damper. Remember, the damper is crucial for maintaining a certain level of power output. So as soon as you start deviating away from that straight line, you're going to start losing efficiency in your stroke. So make sure to keep the chain nice and straight coming out and coming back in. One common mistake is bending the knees first, and the problem here is that your hands have to go over and down. Okay, again, deviating away from that straight line, creating inefficiency in your stroke. Okay, so make sure the chain comes down nice and straight and then comes back in nice and straight. Second common mistake is losing the tempo of the strokes. So the ideal stroke tempo that you want to maintain is about 1:2 or 1:3 ratio for the drive and recovery ratio. So you always want to pull hard using your legs and then recover slowly. So you want to drive hard and then recover slowly. So the tempo we're looking at is 1 followed by 1:2 or 1 followed by 1:2. Again, depending on the distance and the intensity that you're training for. Again, most importantly, you have to go for a fast and aggressive drive to make the damper run, and then you need to give your body the recovery it needs coming back in for the next stroke. So if I go for a slow drive followed by a fast recovery, after about 10 seconds, we're looking at 208 average with a stroke rating of about 36. Okay, so now that's a lot of strokes in 1 minute for a very slow speed, right? So on the other hand, if I go for a fast drive followed by slow recovery, again maintaining the 1:2 or 1:3 tempo, after 10 seconds, we're looking at only 22 strokes per minute, but now the average stroke rating has come down to, the average split has come down to 156. So now my stroke is a lot more efficient each time. Okay, the third tip for maintaining rowing efficiency has again got to do with the damper. So again, you want to try and avoid those little mistakes that's going to slow down the fan. So another common mistake is pausing after each pull at the ribcage or over the knees. So you'll see some people rowing like this. Every time you pause at your ribcage over your knees, you're slowing down the fan. So again, all that hard work that you're doing every time you drive is being slowed down by the pause that you're creating during the stroke, during the recovery. So make sure you go for a fast drive and then recover smoothly, coming back in, following legs, torso, arms, torso, leg sequence, as well as maintaining the 1:2 and 1:3 tempo.